The annual gathering of the mining sector here at the CTICC in Cape Town has always been about showcasing the best of the mining industry and also the best in research and operations and those who make money and those who are trying to make money in this very important economic sector. One of the really telling aspects of Mining Indaba 2024 has been the strong presence of government departments and agencies working with the private sector in trying to improve the mining industry and also development and skills development and also innovation in mining as it speaks to some of the economic priorities for South Africa's captains of industry who are dealing with resources and the kinds of rare earth minerals and hydrogen green economy aspects that are so vital for South Africa's mining industry looking ahead. I spoke to the minister responsible for the Science and Innovation Department in South Africa, Dr. Blade Nzimande, and he told me about the importance of education and skills not necessarily being an afterthought, but something really sorely needed now as South Africa could become a global leader in particularly these new green hydrogen economic mineral thinking. Minister Nzimande, you spoke here at the Mining Indaba 2024 about science and innovation and the priorities not only for science in the mining sector but how it's being applied, and you made some points about education and skills development within science and innovation, and you felt that it's perhaps too much of an afterthought currently. Share us your thoughts on that.
Yes, I was just emphasizing the fact that I'm still concerned that in many respects for most of industry, science and innovation and skills development tend to come in as an add-on, an afterthought. The world today is changing so fast with new technologies such that industries, universities that actually remain behind, not being on top of latest developments through investing into research and development, they won't be able really to be part of the future where we are going to. In other words, what I was calling for is that we need to foreground all our work by investing in science, technology and innovation, because that's where new industries are going to be coming from. Interestingly enough, China has now used this new concept that they are developing new productive forces by harnessing science and technology to be at the center of development, together with the kinds of skills then that we need. Because given the fast evolution of technology, you also need to be developing skills, which means that you will not just only have to rely on the pipeline of skills that comes from your colleges and universities, but you also have got to reskill and upskill existing workers who are already in the workplace today. So the two things, innovation and skills development, are very central, even more so in an industry like mining. That is also crying out for modernization, but without destroying jobs. Because if you're only talking modernization, but without reskilling and upskilling, you're going to destroy jobs. Whilst if you also focus on reskilling and upskilling, you are able to take workers and train them in new skills in order to be able to realize their potential and not have some people left behind. Historically, mining played a very crucial role in the development of South Africa, over the last 150 years or so. We still also are very hopeful that the mining industry will still also continue to take a lead in the modernization of skills, in the use of technologies, to make mining safer to begin with, but also to be able to develop new kinds of mining opportunities. The other point that I was making, of course, is that we've got rare earths today, and also we've got other minerals that are becoming more important, like lithium, because of the batteries that we need and the battery technologies that we actually need. So that requires the modernization of the industry, and that requires very much so reskilling and upskilling of workers that are in the workplaces today.
You were touching on the hydrogen economy and how South Africa has to prepare for that next level. You've already spoken about rare earths and so the hydrogen economy really fits into a new way of thinking in mining globally, and how the larger powers deal with countries like South Africa and other countries in Africa that have these resources and where the development goes. So there's actually an opportunity for our scientific and innovative approaches here to actually start leading the game in those areas, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's why our government was somehow ahead, actually, by adopting what is called the Hydrogen Society Roadmap, way back in 2007 already. And the task of that, driving that Hydrogen Society Roadmap, was given to the Department of Science and Innovation. Then it was called Science and Technology Department. In order to be able to do research and also interact with the rest of the world in terms of exchanging knowledge, science, in order to develop hydrogen as a new alternative and renewable source of energy. We've come a long way now, on that scope, because we've got experiments that we've had. For instance, we are experimenting with fuel cell technology of hydrogen. Number one military hospital, we are doing that. We are working with the municipality in KZN, beginning to fuel some of their own transport using these fuel cells of hydrogen. And the world is becoming more interested in South Africa and Southern Africa, because we've got 70% of the reserves, if not more than that actually, in terms of the platinum group of metals which are here, which are a very important component of actually developing hydrogen and a hydrogen economy. We already, I do need to say, identified the corridor from Limpopo to Durban, right through the N3, to actually call that our hydrogen valley. Countries that are succeeding have got hydrogen valleys, which said, we're going to focus on this because the N3 is like the economic lifeline of South Africa, to just begin to turn that corridor into a hydrogen corridor, where vehicles that drive through there actually are using hydrogen fuel cells, and also have hydrogen hubs along that corridor, as part of saying it must take the lead in the development of the hydrogen economy. And our own projections, by the way, is that by 2050, it may look far, but we could actually be having a couple of hundreds of billions of dollars, not just rands, hydrogen economy that we are actually having in South Africa. We are very glad that at least Cabinet has the foresight to say 2007, let's start some research. There's lots of work that's being done now by various government departments. What we are doing now, the President has said, we just need to coordinate our work better and be able to move forward. But we are a huge potential exporter of hydrogen to the rest of the world. We've got all what it needs. We've got wind, we've got sun, and we've got platinum group of metals here in our country and the region.
Finally, so you also spoke about education, and in some places like Northwest, there's the opportunity to build the kind of educational facilities that addresses the skills needed for this new clean or green future, and that those plans are actually within those metals and group metal thinking, and that South Africa has the opportunity to again lead in that field.
Yes, definitely. Already in the Northwest University, we are supporting a research facility that's dedicated to the hydrogen economy. And as I have said also, Minister Mantashe, we are early days, but we have agreed we need now to begin to look at another school of mining in the Northwest University, given the fact that Northwest has got a lot of these minerals, and we need a dedicated school of mining there so that we are able to do research, we are able to develop science, technology, but also we are able to train the kinds of professionals and the new artisan that we need, by the way, to be able to deal with the hydrogen economy and other modern sources of energy.
Dr. Nzimande, thank you very much for joining us on Business Day TV.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.